In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as Bitcoin price preparing a breakout with 90,000 plus in sight. We're also going to be discussing Tether USDT on the TRON network, surpassing Visa's 42 billion daily average volume, according to Look On Chain family. We'll also be discussing Fidelity will seed its Ethereum ETF with 4.7 million, according to this latest filing, as well as McKinsey & Company predicts real-world asset tokenization market cap will smash $2 trillion by 2030. We're also going to be discussing a Bitcoin price prediction from an analyst who says the next impulse target is 100 G's, baby. 6 figures, send it. And speaking of massive price predictions, Samson Mow of Jan 3 says, I know Bitcoin is going to $1 million per coin. I'll be breaking all this down for you. All this, plus so much more in today's show.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating it. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
If you're new to the YouTube channel, very important, smash those thumbs up. It helps out tremendously with the YouTube algo. Also subscribe, hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. It's greatly appreciated. Today is pod episode number 1679. I'm your host, JV, and it is June 23rd, 2024. Another Sunday fun day, church is in session. Let's freaking go. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. You should be able to see here on your screen. We got the market correcting right now. Bitcoin maintaining above 64,200. We have Ether, BNB, Cardano, Solana, XRP all correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at a 2.33 trillion market cap. And the current Bitcoin market cap is 1.263 trillion. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Toncoin leading the pack, up 6%. Below that, Kospa up 4%, and Near up 1.5%. Let me know which particular alts family you guys are most bullish on for this particular bull. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Unfortunately, just a mass correction across the board, maybe only 5% in the green. And checking out on the monthly to get a broader perspective, and the alts are bleeding even more. That's what happens when you Ishcoin, fam. Got to keep it 100. Bitcoin maintains, and a lot of these alts get wrecked city, as we can see here. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're currently rated a 55 in greed. Yesterday we went as low as a 53 in neutral. Last week a 71, and last month a 74 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know where you feel the Bitcoin price action will likely take us next. Bitcoin prepping a breakout with 90 G's plus as the price target, according to this latest analysis. Despite disappointing hodlers for much of June, Bitcoin remains a solid bet on the higher time frames, where the landscape looks a lot better. The Bitcoin price action, some argue, is simply consolidating below all-time highs in what is a classic bull market behavior, which can last for many months. Now, for analyst Roman, a return to the good times seen earlier, this may just be around the corner. Send it. Flagging the RSI and Bollinger Bands on the weekly chart, he foresaw a squeeze higher as the next local step for the BTC price action. Quoting the analyst here, we are now forming a third bullish divergence between the price and RSI, while many are capitulating and calling for a lower. Now, the Bollinger Bands are also squeezing tighter, creating that volatility to send without returning. Now, this chart you can see on your screen, it shows the RSI making lower lows while the price made higher lows. This, combined with the narrowing Bollinger Bands, could produce significant volatility. And in another post, he suggests that the target of such an upside move could be well into new all-time high territory. Enter the price discovery family. Send it. Quoting him here, you should all be paying attention to the 1 week close. We are forming more bullish continuation indications on the higher time frame. Once volatility is built, we can finally full send to 90,000 plus. Full send. Let's freaking go. And I'll pull up the live 1 week chart when I'm done with this story. Now, also other price predictions face an uphill struggle to come true on time. 80,000 in June has just 1 week left, the final week of the month, while another prediction from May forecasts 95 Gs, hitting in a single blitz breakout. Let's go. Quoting Dan Crypto Trades. I've always said I believed in a breakout towards the upside of the Bitcoin range, and I can stand by that. That's right. I'm not sure when it will happen exactly, but I doubt it'll take all summer either. I'm referring to the 59 to 74,000 range here. Now, the current all-time high we tapped mid-March, family, was at 73.8. So that's the current price discovery level. And he also added that the macroeconomic conditions in the U.S. equities hitting record highs and bond yields are dropping are conducive to the strong Bitcoin price performance. This has historically been a good environment for the biddies and crypto to flourish, but it has occasionally taken a while for the crypto to catch up. But when it does, it usually does so in spectacular fashion. Amen to that. And you can see Roman's tweet here. You should all be paying attention to this 1 week close. We are forming a more bullish continuation. Indications on the high time frame. Once volatility is built, we can finally full send to 90 Gs, baby. And speaking of full sending, let's pull up some of these charts live and in the flesh for the fam. Let's see. And welcome again, everyone just joining the live stream. It's good to see you guys. So as you can see on your screen, we're looking via Trading View. This is the 1 hour chart. We're going to zoom out and start with why not? Let's go all the way to the 1 month. Then we'll look at the 1 week, the 1 day, and then the 4 hour. And we'll get some perspective because they say when in doubt, zoom out. And of course, that's what we want to do right here. So here's the 1 month chart, looking pretty bullish, wouldn't you say? Already 1,000 people on X. Music to my ears, JC. Love to hear that. So now let's zoom in and looking bullish as all hell, might I add, when it comes to the 1 month chart. Now let's look at the 1 week, the one the analyst was referring to right here. And you can see Bitcoin still looking very bullish here, way above the moving averages as far as the purple line you see, which is the mid moving average, and the blue, which is the long moving average. Then the orange line you see where the indicators are, or at least the price action, that's actually in a line right now as well. And we're going to zoom into the, let's see here, we're going to go to the 4 hour chart. Or actually, let's go to the 1 day chart. No, I want to skip the daily chart. This is the 1 day chart. We do have some targets and things happening right here. We do have a target sitting at roughly just shy of 73,000, which is roughly a 10,000 God candle from where we're currently at. And we do have a target sitting below at roughly 61,100. Now let's look at one of my favorite charts. It's the 4 hour. You can see right here, live and in the flesh, a lot of action on this chart as well. We do have a big fat target sitting at 70,100. And then we do have a target south sitting at 60,500. Let's also just look at the 1 hour chart. And a big fat target sitting at 70,600. And we do have a target all the way down sitting at 61,800. But nonetheless, that's the recent price action live and in the flesh right now, as per Trading View via Coinbase. Our next story, we're going to be discussing the latest with Tether USDT. And I'm going to read you the headline here. Give me a second to pull it up. So yeah, it says here, Tether USDT on the TRON network surpasses Visa's $42 billion in daily average volume, according to the Look On Chain. That's right. In a new post, market intelligence firm Look On Chain shared that earlier this week, the 24-hour trading volume of Tether's dollar peg digital asset over TRON was $53 billion, a nearly 10% rise on the day, while Visa was sitting at $42 billion. Move over, Visa, and old payment rails. Just saying. The 24-hour trading volume of USDT on the TRON network is $53 billion, exceeding Visa's average daily trading volume. Visa's trading volume in Q1 2024 was $3.78 trillion, and the average daily volume was $42 billion. The chart also shows that over the same 24-hour period, USDT saw over 2 million transfers, which is a 5% rise on the day. Earlier in the month, Tether announced big news, launching a new gold-backed stablecoin with over-collateralized reserves, known as a USDT. The digital asset will be backed by Tether Gold, meaning it will be backed by stores of physical gold in Switzerland. Go figure, a currency backed by gold. And as stated by the Tether chief executive, Paolo, he shared, while the stabilization mechanism is different compared to the traditional options like USDT, this innovative solution marks an exciting milestone, and we are eagerly anticipating how it will interact with the rest of the market. Moreover, we plan to make this innovative tech available in our upcoming digital asset tokenization platform as well. And this was all shared via their newsletter. Now, personally, I'm an advocate for USDT. I believe it is the most trustworthy stablecoin, hands down. And I mean, gold back digital stablecoin, all for it. Make it happen, Captain. So I'm looking forward to it, and I want to know your thoughts. Which stablecoin do you trust the most? Here's one thing I know. I don't trust Circle, and I don't trust USDC. Want to know why? Because they're anti-Bitcoin folk. They're enemies of Bitcoin. I respect, you know what I mean, the CEO of Tether and the entire Tether community. They're pro-Bitcoin. In fact, Tether has Bitcoin on the balance sheet. They were the very first stablecoin in existence. And also got to keep in mind that Tether USDT is legal tender in El Salvador for a reason. They're trusted, right? We trust in Bitcoin. We trust Tether USDT. We don't trust Circle's USDC. No matter what government shenanigans and FUD we get hit with. That's just my 2 Satoshis. Let me know your thoughts. Next story of the day. Let's discuss the latest with this Ethereum spot ETF. Was supposed to be going live potentially next week. July 2nd is the word. You feel me? So let's break this story down. Fidelity buys its first batch of Ethereum. That's right. The $4.5 trillion asset manager Fidelity. The proceeds were used to buy ETH June 4th, securing 1,250 ETH at the time. They were bought by FMR Capital, the affiliate of Fidelity, securing the asset manager 125,000 shares at $38 each. When launching an ETF, asset managers seed it with funds to provide liquidity for the initial buyers, while also demonstrating the sponsor's confidence in the fund. And when launching its Bitcoin ETF in January, Fidelity seeded its fund with 20 million. Competitors like BlackRock and Bitwise, some of their largest competitors, provided seeds worth 10 million and 200 million, respectively. Earlier in the week, Bitwise registration statements that it seeded its Ethereum ETF with 2.5 million, and also disclosed that Pantera Capital may be willing to buy 100 million worth of the shares. Shortly after, Fidelity, BlackRock revealed that it would seed its funds with 10 million, matching its initial investment into the Bitcoin fund. And though the seed numbers are being revealed, Franklin Templeton is one of the only applicants so far to reveal the management fee for their Ethereum fund, indicating it would match their Bitcoin product at 0.19%. This makes it the cheapest of any Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF thus far, with VanEck slightly higher at 0.2%. Experts suspect other providers will reveal their fee as the launch date approaches right around the corner. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas recently called for July 2nd as his best estimate for when the funds will go live, right in time before the Independence Day, July 4th holiday. Let me know if you agree with that. Quoting him here, everyone likely waiting till the last minute and or on the BlackRock to disclose to see what they need to orbit around. So how well will the ETH ETFs perform? Analysts generally do not expect the Ether ETF flows to surpass Bitcoin, but they will greatly outperform the average newly launched ETF product. Balchunas previously predicted the funds will pull in 20% of the flows that their Bitcoin counterparts did, now up to $14.6 billion since January, officially when the Bitcoin ETFs went live January 11th, right? Now, others are more bullish. K33 Research published a report in the month earlier calling for the ETFs to haul in 28% of the Bitcoin product's performance. That would amount to $4 billion in 5 months. And back in March, we also had Standard Chartered said Ethereum ETFs would pull in $45 billion of inflows within a year. So there you have it, family. How do you feel that this Ethereum spot ETF will likely impact the overall crypto market? Do you see this as a bullish catalyst? Let me know your thoughts. But anyways, next story of the day, let's discuss a little bit of tokenization before we get into some bullish 6-figure and 7-figure targets. This headline reads, McKinsey & Company predicts real-world asset tokenization. Market cap will hit $2 trillion by 2030. That's right. The market cap of the real world tokenized assets can grow to $2 trillion by 2030, according to an international consulting giant, McKinsey & Company. Now, I want to interject that BlackRock's job or goal is to tokenize the world, and I would even say that $2 trillion by 2030 can be conservative, but you decide. McKinsey analysts note in a new report that their pessimistic to optimistic range for the real-world asset tokenization sector stretches from $1 trillion to $4 trillion. Now, $4 trillion, that's more like it. By the end of the decade, I'd still say that's conservative, but I want to know your feedback, fam. To avoid double counting, the firm's projection excluded the stablecoins, including tokenized deposits, wholesale stablecoins, and central bank digital currencies, better known as CBDCs, better known as the central bank enslavement currency we stay far away from, and that's why we Bitcoin, which is the antidote to the CBDCs. But I digress. The RWA sector market cap was only $1.5 billion in 2018 and has grown to $120 billion this year. Good Lord. And according to a recent report in Reuters Practical Law Journal, McKinsey analysts predict that the future growth this decade will be driven by adoption from mutual funds, lenders, issuers of bonds and exchange-traded notes, financial institutions, and alternative funds, quoting them here. For many of these, adoption rates are already material, underpinned by the greater efficiency and value gains from the blockchain, along with the higher technical and regulatory feasibility. The consulting firm predictions are conservative compared to the other reports, exactly my sentiment, that have been published in the recent years. Last October, the crypto investment firm 21 Shares estimated that the market value of the RWA sector would be between $3.5 trillion and $10 trillion. That's more like it by the year 2030. Now, earlier in 2023, we also had the Boston Consulting Group estimating that the tokenization of global liquid assets would be $16 trillion of a business opportunity by the end of the decade. And again, 16 trillion more likely, in my opinion, than 2 trillion. But what are your thoughts, family? Let me know. And let's dive into a six-figure target, shall we? So yeah, 100 G's, baby. Anyone ready? Bitcoin price prediction analyst defies the bearish bias, says the next impulse can send Bitcoin soaring to 100 G's, baby. That's right. The well-known crypto analyst on X by the name of Credible Crypto or Credible says our last impulse took us from 38 to 73,000 in 1.5 months. That's a $35,000 move in about 50 days. The impulse that follows should even be more aggressive, and we're trading at 64 G's. Our next impulse can send us to 100,000 within 30 days, and we still have around 6 months left to the end of the year. He makes a lot of sense right here, and this is coming directly from Credible Crypto over on X via this post. So let me know your thoughts on that. And this was in response to if we are topping end of the year, which is entirely possible, then I can't imagine it'll be much over $100,000. Let me know if you agree that we can go parabolic and hit this six-figure mark sooner than later. Now, also, as we shared in previous podcasts, Bernstein analysts see Bitcoin targeting 200,000 by next year as a cycle peak. That's right. A well-known analyst from Bernstein Research recently changed the long-term price forecast up from 150,000 to 200,000 by the end of next year. I also believe that in 2025, we're most likely to reach the cycle peak. I want to know if you guys agree with that. But it's worth noting that the firm previously predicted Bitcoin to reach 150,000 in the same period. As I mentioned, they just upped the target, which means they're more bullish than initially when they initially shared that target. The analysts outlined that the spot Bitcoin ETF funds might represent about 7% of the total circulating supply by 2025. They said this would likely be the cycle's high, but after that, Bitcoin could go as high as $1 million by the year 2033. And by that time, the ETFs might have captured a considerable 15% of the crypto's circulating supply at the time. Without further ado, let's dive in to our feature story of the day. Here's the latest from Jan 3's Samson Mow and his $1 million Bitcoin price prediction. Let's break her down. This headline reads, I know Bitcoin is going to $1 million. And there was another headline. Samson Mow gives reasons why Bitcoin could reach this $1 million target this year in 2024. But let's start right here. And here's the man right here, Samson Mow. Shout out Samson. He's been helping tremendously with Bitcoin adoption on a nation level, working with congressmen and senators in places like Mexico, Indira Kempis over in Mexico. That's a senator. Also, I've seen him with the president of Colombia. Colombia has a massive population. I actually have lived in Medellin, Colombia for 6 months, but I love what he is doing on a nation state adoption level. So you got to respect that, because this is what it's all about. Many countries to follow in the footsteps of El Salvador and Bukele and adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. So yeah, here we go. Samson Mow, the renowned Bitcoin maxi and CEO over at Jan3. And I believe the company Jan3 was named actually after the first day Bitcoin went live, the Genesis block, right? I believe it was the white paper was published on October 31st, which is Halloween. And it was Jan 3 of 2009 when Bitcoin was first initially launched via the Genesis block, which is pretty gangster in of itself. But anyways, Mow once again tweeted that he definitely expects Bitcoin to reach $1 million per G unit. Just saying. Samson Mow's well-known maxi for his predictions, reaching $1 million in the long term, which we all know. This year, Mow doubled down on his prediction, anticipating the fourth Bitcoin halving, which just recently took place in the second half of April. It was on the 19th. We actually ushered in the halving. We did a live halving watch. Let me know if you were tuned in on that. It was pretty lit. And prior to that, when in January, the SEC officially gave the green light to trade the spot Bitcoin ETFs, and these ETFs began to accumulate the biddies like crazy every day. Mow stated multiple times that those purchases would eventually create a Bitcoin demand shock. Now, keep in mind, there's a very limited amount of the biddies currently available on the exchanges, and I personally feel we get a legitimate demand shock later this year like we've never witnessed before. And what do you think is going to happen when there is a limited supply with massive, massive buy pressure, I meant to say. With a limited supply, numbers go up. So as for the halving, he said that once the block rewards are cut in half again, it'll create a Bitcoin supply shock. The conclusion Mow took from this was that once the demand and the supply shocks meet, they will propel the Bitcoin price as high as $1 million or even higher. Let me know your thoughts on that. And on Monday, he tweeted that he knows for sure the Bitcoin is going to $1 million. Let me know if you agree with that. However, there are two nuances. He cannot predict for certain when it will happen and how quickly the biddies will skyrocket to that all-time high. So at this point, obviously, predictions are speculation. We all know Bitcoin will hit 6 figures and 7 figures, but the $1 million question becomes, when? So what are your thoughts on that? And about a week ago, Mow also shared that the Bitcoin coil seems very much compressed now, and that the longer the Godzilla candle does not appear, the higher are the odds the Bitcoin will ascend and jump up with the Omega candle. Let's go. And in the comments, he even agreed one night the market may go to sleep with Bitcoin trading at 70 Gs and then wake up to hitting 200,000 per coin, which would be a great example of an Omega candle live and in the flesh. So there you have it. And we even have Santiment Analytics, who recently shared Bitcoin holders have just had their biggest 3-day drop in non-empty wallets since just prior to the March 14th all-time high. And unlike then, Bitcoin has been sliding, provoking traders to liquidate for fear of further drops. Meanwhile, Ethereum wallets keep growing in numbers. Now for this other story, I want to get more in detail on why he believes Bitcoin is likely to hit this million level. And we're going to discuss the Veblen effect, which he often talks about. The Veblen effect is when consumers purchase an item even as the price increases. In this case, Mow opines that investors will continue to invest into biddies regardless of how high this rises. This sustained interest in Bitcoin can also lead to further price surges. The Veblen effect is already in full force as Bitcoin continues to attract new investors. And great point. Even if Bitcoin hypothetically right now, family, was 10 million in fiat monopoly money, it's still going to continue to do its thing because there is no second best. Everyone's going to be seeking the apex predator. And in the end, the apex predator wins and everything goes to zero against it. Mow also laid a scenario where Bitcoin gains the gold market cap, which I believe is probably sitting roughly at 15 trillion. Can someone verify that? He says it'll even surpass it. And when that happens, he stated the people will start demonetizing gold and substituting it for BTC, aka digital gold, seeing that the crypto token has a better alternative. Facts, while he recognizes some of the investors are already substituting their gold for Bitcoin. You hear that, Peter Shifty? Mow stated it'll happen in mass when Bitcoin flips gold. And I think it was the Winklevoss twins around 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong on the year, but they also made the case for a $500,000 Bitcoin price, and their main argument was Bitcoin overtaking the market cap of gold. So by that time, Bitcoin will be at least $500,000 per coin, potentially above $1 million. Time will tell. And although ambitious, Samson Mow's ambitious prediction cannot be discarded, considering he had previously predicted Bitcoin would hit a new all-time high before the halving event. In fact, this was the very first time where we eclipsed the previous all-time high prior to the halving. So unprecedented times we're witnessing, family. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So what are your thoughts regarding all of this? Please do let me know. And if you guys could actually repost the stream, I know a lot of you guys are watching on X right now. Again, we have over 2,000 people there. So this is all you got to do. You see where there's a heart? You got to show the love. We have 2,300 people on X right now, and then you just hit the repost button. But I'm going to actually repost it from Samson Mow's account just to show I appreciate him sharing it. So I'm going to go to Samson, and this is live and in the flesh right now. This is his timeline. Make sure you're following Samson Mow. He's great. Omega Candle, send it. You already know, family. Let's moon celebrate. I like that. The name of this wine is called Moon. I might have to cop me a bottle. But anyways, he retweeted it. So now I'm retweeting his retweet. This is how we do. It's called Paying It Forward, family. So shout out again, Samson Mow, and everyone, let me know your thoughts regarding his $1 million Bitcoin price prediction. And by what year do you think this will turn into fruition? 2024, 2025, 2026, 7, 8, 9, 2030. Holla. And welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show. We're only halfway done. We're going to be streaming for the next hour. I appreciate y'all. We have over 2,500 people already collectively on the stream. Y'all are the bomb diggity. If everyone reposts this right now, just like I showed you how to do, we'll blow it up. We'll have over 5,000 people on the stream. We appreciate that. Bitcoin miners are in a correction started last week, which will go much lower for the next few days, being overbought compared to the low Bitcoin prices near the lows. I appreciate you sharing there, Michael Anthony. With 1 million within 2 years, the risk for the violent chaos in the fiat world would be high. We do not need that. They not like us. They not like us. Amen, family. Let me know if you guys agree. That would be awesome. $1 million party. Yeah, if we're going to do a 6-figure party, we got to do the 7-figure party, but the 7-figure party needs to be 10x as lit as the 6-figure party. It has to. That's just how it is, family. So you already know. Now, how many of you realistically are going to be celebrating here in Puerto Rico with me when we hit 100,000? I want to know who's going to be there with me. Let me know, family. Don't be shy. 2,300 on X. I love it. Maybe the ASI merger will trigger a bounce back. Bounce, bounce. Come on, bounce. Oh, cute Bella and Nipsey. You saw the Bella pic. So Bella's like Nipsey's little sis. That picture, FYI, was from 3 years ago. I surprised my mom with that dog, another rescue dog I got actually from Florida. And her and Nipsey get along very well. It's super cute when they're together. I'm going to have to share a video of them playing together. It's awesome. So shout out Bella, shout out Nipsey, and shout out to all the doggy dogs out there. We love you. So yeah, we'll soon see. Me. Yes. There you go. So you already know.
Let me do my thing.
I want to fly or talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that. Alice Cremden. I don't know who that Alice Cremden is, but that is quite hilarious, brother.
About as long as a piece of string. Shorters. Closing fast while you do your way.
Shorters, Jerome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 Sats Commandments. Came into this game and it made me an animal. Now it's to the shit, so I wrote me a manual.
I like that, K-Jam. What up, sup? What up, Doge Finance? What it do? Burning the sage is the cleanse and purify a space, object, or person of negative energy to promote wisdom, healing, and longevity, the benefit of the physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Amen to that. And precisely why we burn the sage. They not like us. They not like us. To keep these dark forces away from us. So Bitcoin can do what it's going to do. Save humanity. You know what I mean? One biddy at a time. You already know. Half-Baked. Ooh, that's one of my classic favorite movies. They had like Jim Brewer, Dave Chappelle. Who else was in Half-Baked? I know there was a lot of folk in that one. That's a classic. In fact, now I got to rewatch it. I haven't watched that film in like 20 years. Bitcoin's market cap, 1.26 trillion. Bitcoin hit a milli. Every subscriber should come down to Puerto Rico and party with JV. Amen. It was written. You must come. Have you ever done an overview on PHB? I don't know what that even means. No, I don't know what PHB is. You got to break it down. Break it down for me, family. Break it down.
Yeah, the biddy up.
Biddy up. You ready to biddy up? Harlan Williams, was he in the film?